What's up, guys? Doesn't look too good, does it? Is anybody still awake listening to this ball game? What, some rough weather, wasn't it? What's up, guys? Hello, Pigskin Pete. You still watching this game? I got it on the radio. I stopped for a break.
It's one more way State Farm is here to help life go right.
Hello, John Neal.
See how much you can save. Just talk to your State Farm agent.
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. I went through Knoxville right as the ball was being kicked off. It was perfect. The traffic was not that bad, but by gosh, that rain was horrible when I got out there west of Knoxville. Yeah, Marcus, we're not playing too good. Well, I thought we played pretty good in the first half. What'd y'all think? I thought, man, that was a different team. I think we did pretty good in the first half. It just, the injuries started mounting up, and we just don't have anybody catch a punt, I reckon. Is it that simple? Yeah, John, it's been raining pretty hard. I hit about Crossville, man. I hit it real bad, real bad. If we had somebody to catch a punt, it might be something that's obtainable right about now. But I tell you what, we give them, what, 10 points there on muff punts. Hello, Greg G. I'm in Nashville, headed to Memphis. Thought I'd stop for a break and go live and see how many. Sorry about that. I don't know if somebody was trying to call me. Like I said, if we had somebody who could field the punt, it'd be a lot closer right now. And I don't know what to say. I hadn't got to watch it. What does it look like on TV? Hello, Matthew. Yeah, I'm being careful. It's been raining pretty good. So what are you guys thinking?
I can give you a couple of other scores in the SEC right quick. 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Texas A&M leads Ole Miss by a score of 12.
All right, Brendan, go Tigers.
With about 14 minutes to go in the second.
Y'all are just a better team.
Just coming out of the locker room at halftime.
Got to give you my props.
35-0.
Lance wants Scruden. I don't know if we're getting him or not. Yeah, you're right, Marcus. It was pretty ugly that first half. Hello, Katie.
Friends at Cherokee Distributing inviting you to join the fresh taste of championship. Dos Equis will remind you to play.
Greg thinks we should go after the head coach from Memphis. Tell me about him, Greg. I don't know much about him.
About a quarter of the crowd maybe has hung around. They had to withstand an unbelievable.
What was the deal on that? I think we got robbed. I don't know. I wasn't watching it, but they should have never started the second half when they did. Half the lights were out, and it was raining cats and dogs, and they squibbed it down there and, man, put us in a hole. And wouldn't you know, since we punted back to them, it quit raining, the lights come on. I think Ed Orgeron had somebody in the breaker room. What do y'all think? I don't know. What were they saying on TV about that? Anybody watching it on TV about them starting the game when they did? I thought that was a bad decision. I mean, that could have done wonders if we would have had a clean fielding of that ball and had some decent field position. I was listening on the radio. They said LSU's average starting position was the 46, and I think ours was like the 18. Yeah, how do I feel about the punt return? What punt return? There wasn't no punt return.
That was going to be a jump ball for Chark, and Shaq Wiggins just tackled him.
What is this? Yeah, Ryan, your Gators aren't going bowling, just like us Vols. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, Marcus, I don't know. They were saying on the radio, Bob Kessling was saying that he couldn't even see the other side of the stadium. Is that how bad it was? Was it because of the lights and the rain? But they shouldn't have ever started that with half the lights. I've never seen or heard of anything like that before in my life. That was ridiculous. Well, I thought I'd go live. Huh, John says, how do you feel about Clemson winning the state of South Carolina state title? Hey, John, let me tell you something. We're going after Brent Venables. He's going to be our next coach. He's 36-5 as a defensive coordinator, I believe is the thing. And he's got the assistant, the award, whatever the name of the award is for top assistant. I think he's a heck of a guy. The defensive coordinator for Clemson, Brent Venables. I think that's who we should go. Hey, Emery, what's up? I'm in Nashville. Just got through all that rain. I know it's a good choice. I don't even know why his name's not mentioned anywhere, but I haven't heard his name mentioned. I think Brent Venables, he's young, he's 46 years old, he's loyal. He was under Bob Stoops for 12 years at Oklahoma, and you know what kind of defense they've always had. And I think that's who we need to be going after is Brent Venables. So spread the word. I don't know why his name's not out there, but you're hearing it first here on the Volunteer Roadshow. Hey there, Space Mountain. Matthew agrees with me on Brent Venables. Who did they play, Ryan? They play. I forgot who the Gators played today. I wasn't even listening. Oh, that's right, UAB. I thought UAB quit their football team. Wasn't that the team? I'm pretty sure a couple years ago they had that big hoopla about they was closing down the football program. They must have got it started back up. Was that the same team that quit their football program? And all them kids were all upset? How long, Space Mountain, how long they been back on football? Yeah, Emery thinks I'd be head coach of Tennessee. Boy, I'd be a good one, wouldn't I? And I'd work a lot cheaper than half them guys. You give me $500,000 a year, and I'd have them turned around.
Hey, it's Charlie, and I'm an old Tennessean. I love barbecue.
Oh, pigskin. You're mentioning Baker Mayfield. All I saw was something on there about Kansas refused to shake his hand. I don't know what it was about. That was the headline of the article. Somebody tell me what happened there. He said that Baker Mayfield cussed him out. What happened?
Farm Bureau Insurance Agent near you at FBITN.com.
Michael Pugh, hey Catfish, longtime fan, a big-time Auburn fan, War Eagle. Hold on, it ain't coming up here. Hold on. Who do I have winning the Iron Bowl next week? I don't know, but Michael, if you're really a big-time Auburn fan, I'm having a smack-off between Auburn and Alabama fans to send me some unlisted YouTube videos so I can put it in a video. And whoever wins that smack-off is going to get a tiki totem. Alabama or Auburn or whoever you want. I mean, you might want a Tennessee one. I don't know, Michael. I mean, but you need to send me, 15, 30 seconds talking some trash like old Jim Rome used to do. Yeah, I heard that, Matthew. They were just talking about that. We don't even we have to get some guys out selling hot dogs to play offensive line. Oh, Ryan says they reinstated their football program this year, huh? Thanks, Born 2001. You like my videos, boy. I really like you guys, even though you're a Georgia fan. right, I'm going to answer my question. Michael Pugh wants to know who I think's going to win. And here's who I think's going to win in the Iron Bowl. I think Georgia's going to win. And here's why. Because it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. There's going to be some bloodletting on both sides, and they're going to be all wounded up and softened up for Georgia to beat them in the SEC championship game. What do my Georgia fans of this show think about that take? Marcus thinks Auburn going to win. More in 2001 says he hopes Auburn wins because then Georgia will get revenge. Hey, I tell you what, it'll be a different ball game if Georgia gets them again. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's hard to beat somebody twice, especially after the butt whooping Georgia got. Because I think they'll play, Georgia will play that game different. They're not going to, they'll turn from loose. Let's see what else anybody says. Matthew thinks Catfish should be Tennessee AD. Yeah, you know why? Because I'd have Brent Venables in Knoxville right now. That's why I should be AD. And I work a lot cheaper than them guys. And you know, $500,000, that's all I need. I could retire. Emery wants to know who I think will win the Georgia Tech Georgia game. Is that a serious question, Emery? Georgia's going to whoop them. It's not even going to be a ball game. I promise you that. My prediction for that game is 35-9. Ryan wants to know how many people will be awake during the Florida State game. Well, that'd be about like 6A high school game there, won't it? Well, let me back up here. As a Clemson fan, keep your filthy ball hands off of my DC. Novon, we're coming after Brent Venables, and Catfish is pushing the bandwagon. I am the engineer of the Brent Venables bandwagon officially. We're coming after him. Hey, I want to tell you something, Vaughn. I'm going to Grand Rapids tomorrow night. Grand Rapids tomorrow night. Monday night, I'm going to be in Gaston, South Carolina. I'll tell you what, I'll put the fuel in this truck and I'm making a beeline to Clemson. And if I've got to, I'll kidnap him. I'll appeal to his intellect. I'll make him realize it's awful hard to walk without knees. He'll come to Knoxville. Besides, Knoxville's a better town than anywhere in South Carolina, ain't it? We got Dolly, got the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. Yeah, I'm going to, Matthew. Garrett says, I hate how I hype this team up. We need to finish strong. Well, you're listening how we're finishing strong. Let me back up. Call Sears says, Catfish, who do you think is the better choice for Florida head coach, Freeze or Kelly? That's a no-brainer. Go after Kelly. Y'all got the players to run his circus offense. And that's what it is. It's a circus offense. And I think his offense will work good for 2 or 3 years until everybody figures him out. And then he'll start nosediving a little bit and you can get you another coach. He'll be a good stepping stone coach to get the ship going back in the right direction. Greg's headed to Gatlinburg. I told you who you talking about. Memory? You talking about the Georgia Tech game? I said, what was it, 35-9 or something? I forget what I said now. The legend says, if I was Curry, I would hire Jeremy Pruitt over Venables because of recruiting. But here's what I say about that. You're not going to get Pruitt away from Alabama. I think we've got a chance to get Venables away from Clemson. So it's about, you know, your resources. You're not going to get Pruitt away from Alabama. I promise you that. And besides that, I want to beat Alabama, Nick Saban. And there hadn't been one of his assistants that's beat him. So there's my selling point. But I think Pruitt's one heck of a defensive coordinator. Oh, it was 30-10 a minute ago, Emery.
As he tried to get back to the line of scrimmage, and Greg Gilmore gets in, and that'll wrap up.
Bourne says, to me, why that Tennessee's not doing so great this year because they lost all their main players and they went to the draft. Well, I said that earlier, Bourne. We had 24 scholarship players go down this year for multiple games or the season. And big guys, I'm talking about Evan Berry, Todd Kelly Jr., Juwan Jennings, Josh Smith, Shy Tuttle, Kirkland. I mean, the list just goes on, and about everybody on the offensive line has been injured. Let's see. Michael Pugh says, would you be interested in kicking those tires on big game Bob Stoops? I want to know the real reason why he retired from Oklahoma. There's something there. I don't know what it is. Does anybody know what the real reason is? I know the stated reason. Well, what's the real reason, Bob Stoops? Did he get, was it one of them, hey, if you don't quit, we'll fire you? Oh, don't give me that, Kevin Green. Cade Mays, he's a punk for quitting, for leaving Knoxville like that. So, I hope he rides the pines all 4 years for you, Kevin. Yep, Matthew, you agree with me there. We don't need a Nate Saban disciple. Let's see. Let me go back up here. UF or Florida State. You're not going to like what I got to say, Ryan. I think it's going to be a real close game, and it's going to be 0-0 in the fifth overtime. You can't have a tied ball game in overtime. Has there ever been a game go into overtime 0-0? Punishment for running field off. It might be Michael Tarleton. He was a good Tennessee boy. Yeah, you're right. Carl Sear says, I think Frost would bring more enthusiasm to Florida, and he doesn't need NCAA approval to be hired. Vaughn says he let Joe Mixon slide with breaking a girl's face talking about Stoops. Oh, I didn't know that. Alright, well, maybe I don't want to kick no tires on Bob Stoops. Perfection, it was 30-10 the last I heard. Did LSU score again? Pigskin Pete says the Big 12 sucks. Jennings says, Greg says Jennings said they going 15-0 next season. Who's going 15-0? We're going 15-0. I know that. I promise you that. Let me catch back up here. Yeah, Ryan, I've heard the same thing. Frost has a lot of ties to Nebraska. I think he'll go there. Space Mountain asked about the pit coach. I don't know. We need somebody. We need a name. And I'm on the Brent Venables bandwagon. I hate to tell that to all my Clemson fans of the show. We're getting Brent Venables. Riley Davis Country says we will beat Vanderbilt. I like your way of thinking. Legend agrees Frost is going to Nebraska. Fishing with Tiny Bassin. Howdy Catfish, go dogs, go dogs. Hey, I picked up a sponsor, Captain Scott Manning. Down there, he does the Extreme Tennessee River Monsters or something. He paid a comment on my last live video. I forgot to put a link to his channel. You should see the monster catfish and stripers he catches. And I'm going to do a show on his boat, and we're trying to line up a former player to go fishing with us or somebody in March or April.
Just a long night. LSU wins it by a score of 30-10. LSU did what it had to do, Tim.
Yep, we're going 15-0. Yep, Smallball does some good videos. Y'all need to go to sub him up. Tyler wants to know what my thoughts on Hoke is. I mean, short of Jesus Christ, I don't think anybody could win with the team we got left with all the injuries. I mean, it's hard to say you can't measure anybody with the team we got right now. Would you take T. Martin as your new head coach? Doug Evans asked that question. His name keeps coming up. I'm going to tell you what I think about T. Martin. I'm going to tell you the good and the bad. I think he's done a good job as offensive coordinator, but there's a big leap to head coach, especially in a Power 5 conference, and we don't need an experiment. As much as I love what T. Martin has done for us, won a national championship at quarterback, I don't know. We need somebody a bit more proven. I know Venables hadn't had a head coaching, but if I'm going to take a coordinator, I believe I'd rather have a defensive coordinator in the SEC, and that's just my opinion. But I don't mean I'm right or not, but that's just my opinion. And I'm a little bit butthurt with T. Martin. He could have had a little bit more pull with his son and not let him go to Clemson, wide receiver from Oak Ridge. But, you know, that's just a personal thing. Let me catch back up. Yep, that was. Yeah, I know. I had that Microfibers email me to get a hold of Big Vol Daddy to get him in the skyboxes, and they offered for me to go. I'm going to try to go Saturday to Vanderbilt if I can get back into town. I've always wanted to be up in the suite. BVD sent me a picture at halftime where he got his picture took with John T. Majors. Riley Davis is a UT fan. Tennessee needs Les Miles. He's a good coach and a recruiter. That's what Tyler thinks. Well, here's what I think. I think he wrote a little bit of Saban, but the old Mad Hatter, you ask, I tell you, LSU bungled that whole Les Miles thing. But I don't think I want Les Miles. I want Brent Venables. Nothing against John Gruden. I think he would bring some hype that we've never seen before in the SEC. College football wouldn't see the hype that John Gruden would bring when he came. I mean, Chucky dolls would sell out everywhere. What was the name of that movie that Chucky was on? They'd be renting that for Christmas. But I just don't think he'll live up to the expectations. But that's just my personal opinion. But I won't be sad if they get him. I really won't, because we might need some hype. It takes hype to get some recruiting. But one thing about it, Alabama's got hype, but it's a different kind of hype. It's the proven hype. It's, you know, they walk into stadiums like they own the joint, and they do. And I'd love to be in their position. We're never, ever going to see what Alabama's done since Saban's got there. That's not going to happen anymore. It's just unbelievable. Let me catch back up. Paul Warren wants John Gruden. Captain Shane, who can tell if we need a QB? We need an all-line. They can give him 3 seconds. That's exactly right. I've been saying all year, we ain't had an offensive line, and I don't know when. You tell me the last time we had one bad, mauling offensive line that kicked butt. I can't think of it in the last 9 or 10 years. I don't think we've had. I mean, we might have had some that are pretty good, but I'm talking about a really top notch where everybody says this one of the top 5 or 10 in the country. I don't know that we've had that in years. I'm with you, Matthew. I don't know if I can handle that. Riley says he's 15. Well, I'm glad you're on the show. Ron Dorr says this is awful. I tell you what, it's worse than awful, but it's to the point where I can't get upset anymore. I'm just riding out the season. I'm still rooting for them. I want them to win every ball game, but it is awful. The legend, I think Legend is right. If Gruden coaches again, it's going to be in the NFL. I don't think he's going to coach again. Why would he? He's making all the money in the world, and all he's got to do is show up on Mondays, do a little pre-game meeting with the production crew, talk a little football, and go home and go fishing the other 4 or 5 days. If he comes to Tennessee, it's going to be an 11-month job, 12-month job if you want to think about it. They get hardly any time off, and everybody will be second guessing every decision he makes. I mean, they'll give him the first year without a lot of crime, but they'll start the second year. I guarantee you that. Captain Shane is reporting breaking news that Gruden was at Calhoun's with Manning. I did hear that Manning, Leonard Little, Al Wilson, and the 1997 SEC champion team was in town. So don't start yanking my chain, Captain Shane. I remember Jonathan Cropton there, small ball. Tyler wants to know about Kevin Sumlin. I'd like to know a little bit more behind the scenes with Kevin Sumlin. There's a lot going on between him and a lot of the athletic department. I think he's a good coach, but I don't think I want him. I really don't. But I think he'll land somewhere and do well. I just think he was butting heads with the wrong people. Let me go back here. You're right, Captain Shane. I mentioned that. I don't know if y'all have heard that. This new rule with the early signing, that's why I was wondering if they were going to fire him, Butch Jones, why didn't they do that, 4 or 5 weeks ago, where these kids that are out there on the fence and hadn't made a decision know who their coach is going to be. By the time we hire somebody, it'll be already signing time in Alabama, and Georgia and all them will suck up all the 5 stars. Yeah, I don't know about all that. That just upsets me. They should have fired him a long time ago. Why wait till a month before signing? That just doesn't make any sense. Do y'all agree with me on that? And I don't even know. I wish somebody explained this new signing. What is the new signing date, this early signing date? It's sometime in December. I heard them talk about it on ESPN radio. Emery wants to know who's going to win between Tennessee and Vanderbilt. You know the answer to that. Tennessee's going to kick Vanderbilt's butt. I promise you that. Let me go back up here. Y'all commenting too fast, and I can't read too good. Everybody needs to go sub up all small vol. I got you your first big break. You better not forget about me, Garrett, when you make it to ESPN now. You need to buy me a hat or a shirt or something when you get that first contract. Well, what's the score? Is the game over? Legend says December 20th or 22nd. Fishing with Tiny Bass, and hopefully Cade Mays comes to UJ if he don't decide to go back to the Vols. I think when we get our new coach, Cade's probably going to come back. But I've heard some bad stories about Cade and his personality. I'm not going to tell you who told me. But I heard he's a punk, but I don't know. I don't care. I'll have a whole team full of punks if they can beat Alabama and Georgia and Florida. You're right, Rhonda. It doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, Buster, I think that did have. Buster Cherry says they didn't want to hire him if they had a chance for a bowl game. A couple of videos back, that was the only thing I could think of why they were taking so long to fire him. Because if we could get to a bowl, I'd heard something about his buyout got less or something like that. But if we could have got to a bowl game, and we needed a bowl game. Us fans, we've been through a lot. We needed a bowl game, but it ain't happening this year. Yeah, the toilet bowl. You're exactly right about that. Paul thinks Arkansas needs to fire their coach. Yeah, Catoosa 93. You're exactly right. We're going to beat the wheels off of Vanderbilt. If we can play 2.5, 3 quarters like we played the first quarter, we'll beat Vanderbilt. I'll promise you that. Let me go back up here and see if I missed anything. Cost wants to know if Dan Mullen will leave Mississippi. I don't know, but if he does, he'll go to Florida. And he may not leave. Rhonda thinks we'll get another bad coach. Rhonda, you need to write our congressman. You need to write our Haslam, the governor. You need to write the president of the university. You need to write John Curry and put the name Brent Venables down 1,000 times on a piece of paper and mail it to him. Well, fishing, I appreciate the support. I appreciate all you guys from Georgia and Florida supporting me, and my Vols, but it didn't work out. Memphis is better than UT and Vandy put together, but that doesn't. Facts don't ride in fandom world. We're kicking Vanderbilt's butt. Rhonda says the game is over. Matthew, let's see what Matthew says. Matthew Whitehead, if you have a coach to control the punks and changes their thinking, they can turn things around. Whoops, I messed up. They can turn things around in their life. A lot of these kids need positive influences in their lives. Why not on Rocky Top? Hey, I'll take them. You're exactly right about that. We need a good coach. Gruden to Arkansas. Gruden ain't going to Arkansas. I'll bet you everything I got, Buster. And you can email volunteerroadshow@gmail, and we'll put a bet on it. He ain't going to Arkansas. Oh me. Well, guys, I don't have a lot of time. I really appreciate y'all. I'm putting together a coach video of what I think. It's got a lot of compelling evidence, and I hope y'all watch it tomorrow. And I'm hoping to get all the editing done, and I think you'll see what I'm talking about on Brent Venables. So stay tuned. Kiffin to the Gators, Alan Vilvins. Hello, Catfish. Hello. Glad that you joined the show. You're almost over, but y'all can watch this live cast after I sign off. You can watch it again. Oh, Bourne says, what would you think if Nick Saban coached Tennessee? How good will they be? I'm going to tell you something right now. I said it earlier. Nick Saban couldn't win with our team right now. Oh, he'd do better than what we've been doing, but you can't win with a mass unit. Everybody hurt. So, yeah, that's just it. Yeah, Swaggy P, we're irrelevant, but we're on our way back. I hear the train is cranked up, it's warming up, and it's going to go down the tracks, and it's going to flatten some people in a year or two. All right, Alan, I'm going to see y'all later. Adios, amigos. We're kicking Vanderbilt's butt, I promise you that. See you later.